session of UpStart in Chennai. I'm Mansa, I'm your host for the evening. So PayU, as you all know, is one of the leading payment service providers in India. We are across sectors like airlines, SMEs, and of course the startup community. So these kind of sessions that we do is a part of our startup outreach program. So we have two types of sessions. One is UpStart and CodeUp. So UpStart is a series for startup entrepreneurs, whereas CodeUp is for developers, where we discuss trending tech topics. So this session is an UpStart, and the topic is bootstrapping to success. So what we want to do is we want to let you guys know that even as a bootstrap company, you can get what you want. You can have success. You can do what you wish. So we have 4 great speakers amongst us today. So our first speaker for the evening would be Muthukumar. He's the co-founder of M2P Solutions. So we have his co-founder as well. We have Prabhu here. So our second speaker for the evening is Senthil Kumar. He's the founder and CEO of FE. We have his co-founder as well here, Joseph. Nihal Kathodika. He's the product manager and a founding member at Android Nutrition. And our last speaker for the evening would be Karthik. He's the CEO of Script. So we are beginning with Muthu as our speaker. Please note that you will have time to ask them questions. So let's not interrupt their session in between for that. If you have anything and if you are open to it, definitely we'll be okay with that. So without further delay, over to you.
Hello. Hi everyone. I'm Muthu. So I'm one of the co-founder of M2P Solutions. I am number 2P Solutions. We are actually 3 founders. We are into the 4th year. Just a little background on how did we start this journey. I'm going to structure it like a little bit background of what how we reached here and what we do today, and about little bit of our domain specific payments. So what I'm going to say. Okay. So I head the technology for our company. So we have 3 co-founders basically. One is Madhu, myself, and other gentlemen from here. We want to stand up. Okay. So we basically I and Madhu used to work for Visa about 5 years ago. We worked about 5 years together in Mumbai office. So being Tamil guys, we used to go for chai. So all this conversation of startup started in the chai shop in Mumbai basically. So we used to have this chai and we used to talk about what we can do. I was doing taking care of technology for Visa, one of the Visa's startup called Mobila. And he was getting the prepaid for Asia Pacific for Visa, Madhu. So we used to go for this chai session, and every day, we used to talk about what we can do more about it. We never talked about starting a company. We thought of there are a lot more opportunities. We found out that there are a lot more opportunities are untouched. Okay. We talked about those areas basically. So where we can do more, where we can get more projects for Visa basically. So we were all, we both were discussing few other systems. So we were discussing this on a regular basis. Okay. So time had moved on. My partner had quit Visa. I had quit Visa, and he moved on to join another startup. Whereas I joined PayPal Chennai. So during the PayPal discussion, we continued. So though we did not have chai, we continued our discussion about what opportunities are out there and what we can do about it. So one fine day in the journey about probably after coming to Chennai about 6 months later in PayPal, we thought, okay, why don't we do us? That those days the wallet things were hot. The payments, the ATM was picking up, coming up in the crowd. I'm talking about 2010, 11 to 14 this journey. So they were coming up in the crowd. There were a lot more opportunities to do in specific domain called prepaid. That's where we operate. Prepaid is nothing but your prepaid mobile recharge. Exactly, you translate into a money matter. It's a prepaid card. The money is available on your card. Basically, it's alternate tool for you to spend your money without exposing your bank account. You can transfer a small amount of money, whatever spend you do into a prepaid card, and spend it. That's the concept of prepaid. So we decided that on the calls then okay, let's start. That's how we started. And about 3 months we were planning on the discussion on phone. He was in Mumbai, I was in Chennai. So we used to discuss on the call. How do we go about it? What we can do? Because those days, mobile payments were not hot, but the payments were hot. The wallet itself was hot. So what we were trying to do was, our first product should be mobile payments. The M2P is nothing but mobile to pay. Okay. So that's how we started as a company. Then, along the way, while we were discussion, we didn't form the company. That's Prabhu also. Incidentally, he wanted to start his own things on a different domain. We were discussing about our product, what we want to do on the mobile space with him. Then he was interested and he joined us. So we started our company about 4 years ago. Okay. And last year, I'm happy to say that we went break even. We did break even last year, and we did a $1 million revenue last year. Okay. So that's our title, Bootstrap to Success. Yes, we are a bootstrap company. Okay. So what we did is we decided. I'm trying to share like what we did and how we got into this. So we kind of made a plan that how much investment we want to make. So we all broke our PFs, our savings and all that. But we invested. We had a plan to invest so much money. We also planned to raise a debt basically from our friends. So that's how we started our company. About 1 crore we raised from our friends. That's a debt, not an equities. Now it is converted into equity. With that fund. And with our inputs, we started this journey of creating the platform. So that's a little bit of background of what we as a company, how did we come into this, and what we do today. So what we do today is enabling. We originally started with the mobile as a focus. Then we realized that payments itself there are a lot of opportunities. As payments as a whole, not just focusing on mobile. And mobile was evolving as a smart device, but not really used for smart payments. As you all know that we all use day in day out of WhatsApp, but how many of us use WhatsApp for payments? It's very less. So what we realized is let's not just focus on mobile. Let's do payments as a structure, a complete prepaid area. Okay. So that's how we started creating our own platform. That's what we call as payments as a service. What we have created our own platform. So what we have today is a core banking where wallet system. Okay. It's created where all the balances, everything, all the rule books are written, and then we have a switch, payment switch, basically which connects to Visa, Mastercard, network, all the network, and we have a rule engine. Basically, you can configure one card, multi-bucket kind of concept. So all these are homegrown. We completely built the product by ourselves. We are now 25 members based in all over. So our product now payments as a service as a product. What we created is multiple products out of this. One of product lines. We have created product lines on top of the baseline. That is still the payments as a service. The product lines are, one is obviously the wallet platform that we talked about. That's the first one we created. The second one, what we created is prepaid card issuance. Like how we approach this problem is we took a sector-based approach. For example, microfinance. How many of you are aware of microfinance? Yeah, microfinance is nothing but the lending to the people who does not have, may not even have a bank account. People who are really in the rural, microfinance is one of the options. There is NBFC, non-banking financial company. This case, microfinance is one of the famous microfinance you all had for right or wrong reasons, but they are also one of our clients. So what we did is there was a lot of cash handling issue. So what we decided to solve that cash handling issue because that huge cash need to be transported from
city area and then transferred to the rural areas. Actually, in south it's better. In north, I know if you go north, it will be much more unsafe to travel with huge cash, and it may get lost. Not so to avoid all that cash handling problems. Okay, what we did is we issued the card basically. It's a normal Visa card or RuPay card. Okay, so where funds, right? Once the microfinance company, whoever we have, Bajaj insurance we have, and Belstar, Chennai based microfinance, Midland microfinance, Annapurna microfinance, SKS microfinance. All these companies are our clients. So what they do is they instead of cash, they distribute the cards to their individual branches. So the moment they decide that they identify their background check and all that, they decide to give the loan. The funds will be loaded onto the card and given to the customer. They can actually withdraw it, or they can use swipe it to spend it. So they have either option of doing so. So that microfinance as sector, we have about 25 microfinance in India covered under our platform. We issue cards to them as a payment mechanism. So similarly, we took the gold loan sector. Okay, say cash handling issue. So Muthukumar, IA for India Infoline, all are clients. Similarly, for insurance, there is another use case for insurance. There is the microfinance sector's insurance people, right? They are again the rural village. They wouldn't have access to bank accounts, or their nominees also would not know what to do with that. So we issued cards to the nominees where in the uneven thing happened to the original insurer. So the card will be given to the nominee. Basically, the funds, whatever supposed to be, he will get it in the card and he will spend it. So likewise, what we did is what we did differently from the existing existing players. There are big players of prepaid issuance today, SDFC, ICICI, and all. What is that we did differently is that we tried to solve a problem which existed in the market. There was always a problem which can be solved by solution technology. That's what we did. What the existing player did is they had already a prepaid card. Okay, they don't have a rule around it. For example, simple rule. If you take a gold loan, right, you are not supposed to spend that amount in again buying a gold, like or in a liquor shop. This is a rule, right? Simple. It's a government mandate rule. With cash, you will never be able to control it. What we did is we put that rule. With that card, you will not be able to use it in the liquor shop. You will not be able to use it in another gold category. Simple. So this is what we did. This is the difference between the big players and us big players. You can solve the real problem. Also provide solution to the different sector level. It's a complete vertical approach. Take microfinance, we complete have front-end reporting tool, customer support engine. Everything is built in. All the microfinance style because they are not API based integration. They are file upload based integration. Whereas gold loan little bit evolved. For example, they all have API based integration. So we have created all these stacks for respective target audience, I would say. So we created this. The underlying platform again, it's a payment as I say this, it's the same platform. Okay, but we created product lines on top of it. Okay, recently we launched toll solution in our platform. As some of you use, ICICI is the biggest toll issuer and aggregator in India. Okay, so we also started that with the SPAN. We recently launched. So toll as again, it all comes under prepaid category if you would notice. Okay, so toll is nothing but you prepaid wallet should have some 1,000 rupees or some minimum balance. Then you can simply stick the toll on your the tag on your car and travel in the FASTag lane straightforward. So that comes to our system and authorize and goes. Background is what happens. And now we are solving for travel card. Travel card as a solution has been existing for years. You would have noticed corporates will earlier used to give a traveler's check. When I was working for they used to give a traveler's check and cash, some little bit of cash, and because you have limitations to carry how much cash, and traveler's check is the alternate way of carrying cash overseas. So now that was replaced by travel card. If you would have noticed, I think it was 6 years it was completely travel cards. So what we do differently there again is there is multi-currency is are limited now. If you have noticed, they will ask you which currency card you want. Okay, all that we are solving is we are not asking you any currency. You load funds whichever for example USD, right? Your $1,000 I load. And what we automatically take is when you want to spend in euro, right? You can convert that into euro, or you don't even convert. You can simply swipe it and it will work in euro as well. It will automatically convert and do the transaction for you. This is what we added as a, when you compare with big players, what we added is a solution that the issue which has been persistent. Okay. So we launched travel card, and recently now we have opened an office in UAE. Okay, we are doing a fintech pilot there, basically. That is again cash at cost concept. Okay, simple. You go and scan the QR, scan QR, or pay to merchant saying that via SMS or via mobile app you pay 100 dirhams to the merchant. You take the cash out, say just 100 dirhams. So there the ATM access is low, and the ATM charges are high, and the access are low. So every merchant outlet we are making it a cash. In India also it's possible. It's the regulations basically. So their fintech regulation allows you to do that, and we did that. Like you would have noticed during the demonetization, you were allowed to take up to 2,000 from the POS machines, right? That was allowed for temporary. It was always existed, but only that time RBI woke up and made it mandatory that everybody should allow. So that kind of solution is what we are now doing today. So how we are changing the payment landscape. That's what we are after. Okay? So what the traditional players, again, I would say that they have created a solution and setting it, take it in. What we are trying to do is that we are solving the real problems people face on day-to-day basis. That's what we call democratizing payments. That's what we do. So our aim is to get 3x this year, and we are still continuing to be bootstrapped so far and growing at a good rate. And you might not have heard about our company, I guess, right? None of you. So we didn't do any PR. We never did anything. It's all through good work that we do. It's all spread through the bankers, all the customers who work with us. It continues to build on. So we are only taking so much we could deliver. Our focus is completely on delivery. That's very, very critical as an entrepreneur, which I believe that you take 10, deliver 10. That's very, very critical. You take 50, deliver 10 is going to screw up. That's what our fundamental philosophy on execution and delivery. Okay. So this is what I came to talk about it. Okay. Any questions or any specific questions? One more point I'll touch base is we also have a product line called QR-based payments. Okay, when the digitization we made about demonetization rate, right? So 2 years ago, we were one of the beneficiary of that. In the sense we were trying to do mobile payments, then we were one of the first told to certify on the QR-based payments. You all heard about Bharat QR, right? Most of you know about Paytm QR, both are different, so look similar. Okay, Bharat QR is all banks, RBI basically came down and defined the payments should be like this. And what it does is much more, reduces the cost of your POS machine, rental, necessity of having internet connectivity at the merchant. All this have been removed with this QR solution. Simply you go there, open your bank application, scan the QR, because you, like us, most of us have WhatsApp, which essentially means we have internet, right? So you can scan the QR and pay. Google this, yes, it's having a QR code, and WhatsApp, yes, it's having QR code. You can simply scan it. Don't worry about what they have on the background. You'll simply say 100 rupees, you send it, the merchant gets notification. SMS or mobile app saying that I received 100 rupees. Okay, he gives you the good. And we partnered with about 15 banks in India for Bharat QR. Okay. So we keep adding product lines on top of our payment as a service engine. Okay. And that is what we believe that we continue to solve the existing problems and grow ourselves in a significant manner. So that's about my brief about our company and what we do today. Any questions? I'm happy to. Yes.
I have two questions. First, why did you choose to bootstrap? Like, was it based on circumstances, or was it a personal decision for you and your co-founders chose to bootstrap because you wanted to? Second question is, what were the challenges you faced while bootstrapping? Like, what were the major challenges where you were struggling because of bootstrapping?
Yeah. Okay. So first question is why did we choose to bootstrap? I would rather say it was a known choice, it's a conscious choice to bootstrap, and we decided, like I said, we initially made a rough plan of what we want to do on a 6 months to 1 year timeline. What does the investment look like? How much money we need? We had a plan, and we of course we have assessed our accounts whether we have really money. So luckily for us, we had some part of the money already with us. We are middle class people. We had savings with us to spend for future. So we decided the future is now. So we decided to push up conscious manner only because we wanted to achieve at least to the level that we want to take our product as a payments as mobile payments, basically to put it that way. When we started, it was to take it to a level we thought it will be good enough, and the main thing was we will have full control on what we want to do. It was a conscious decision only because we wanted to do something and we will do that till that time. It was 1 year plan, it was not 3 year plan. It was 1 year plan. We had so much money required, so much. That's why I said we had also raised from some of our friends, right, about a crore. Right? We had that in the plan. Almost at the end of the first year, we raised. It's not a fundraise; it's a debt, loan, borrowed loan. Okay, subject to conversion to equities if we grow further, otherwise we pay them back. That was the agreement we had. Okay, so that answers your first question, right? It was a constant decision. Second question: what's the challenge that you are facing?
Yeah, hi. Good evening, Donna. So, I would just like to take a minute explaining about the challenges that I had. I am not a guy who was not into payments before I started. So, this is where I came, and I was working here in Olympia Tech Park with Verizon for over 7 years. Right? I was completely into technology. Right? So, what I personally felt was that you need to actually focus on your business 200%, not 100%. Right? So you need to know what exactly it takes for us to deliver what we have already promised. And whatever targets you set, you need to actually reach those targets within 50% of the time, not 100% of the time. Right? Because by the time you reach half of the target, or when you cross the bridge, you come to know that you've got many more things to do because you don't have the resources of like an MNC or a large organization to just put out something out of the hat, and it's just not going to work. Each and everything that you do will have to happen through under your nose, right? So what it takes for us to first understand, the whole concept is that you need to be 100% into the business. You should not have any, any what do you call it? Right. So any distractions or anything like that. So this ordeal of going and raising funds, raising angel funds, answering the investors, filing up your financial statements, all these things takes time, right? Unless you have the right guys in your team who have take you through all these things, it's really tough. And I'm not trying to show some negativity towards raising money and all that. It's not the case. It is necessary for really pushing your business up the ladder in an inorganic way. If you want to grow your business in an organic way, you can certainly do it with bootstrapping. And the other part is that once you come to learn of each and everything, you also need to overcome the fear of losing. Right? Losing in the sense I'm talking about small losses. We have written months of codes and just put it into the dustbin. Right? It doesn't happen in a way where you have used up some money and then you have to just throw it into the dustbin. No other investor appreciates it. Right? So when you bootstrap, you also you get more responsible. Two, you also take decisions where if something is not going to, you don't stick out to the ladder just for the sake of it. Right? So that is a very conscious decision that we took in each and every project that we take, or each and every milestone that we try to achieve. We ensure that there is a stop loss. We just don't attach any emotions to it. That's mainly because we are not answerable to anybody else. Right? So that is one of, so I hope that answers your question maybe in a roundabout way, but these are the conscious decisions that we took. And we are not going to say that we're going to be like a Zoho where we are a bootstrap forever. Right? If we are in the market for any funds, but that's for a specific story. If we want, like many of the verticals that Muthu explained, there are certain verticals which needs more money. Like travel, for example, needs money, but that is not our core product alone, right? We have many other products which will keep funding our salaries, running our offices, but still there are certain programs which we need to infuse money to make it sexier, right? Or make it reach more people in a faster way. So you need to apply why you need money, whether we need external money, and ensure that if that external money is there, there's a clear timeline of how you will spend. So there is accountability for yourself, that is first, that is of course priority, and then accountability for everybody else who's participating in this.
In bootstrapping, how do you decide on hiring? Do you hire and then you take a project, or you wait for the project? Because that's like classic struggle on a day-to-day
Absolutely.
thing. And second question is, if you had to probably start today, what would you not do or do, or is there anything specific?
Okay. So I'll take the hiring part first. Hiring was really a tough thing because being a bootstrap company, you're not there in the news, right? People don't recognize your company. It's very tough for certain people who have worked in an MNC to jump over, and so getting senior architects or people of less skills is definitely a challenge. So we had to make do with part-time workers also for some time. That's a decision that you need to be very conscious of, and you need to ensure that the part-time workers are not even with very critical pieces of code, right? Because if it doesn't get delivered in the right time, it is going to be a harm. So hiring-wise, you still need to go through the referral channel where friends recognize your work. It is very, very important for you to network when you are bootstrap. Startup which is which has raised some angel funding or has some seed funding, it's very easy for them to throw money and get people, right? Whereas a startup which is bootstrap, you just need to be in the ears of people and make people understand that what you are trying to build makes sense. Otherwise, it's very tough to hire. And even after hiring, you need to keep showing the results to the people that you're hiring. Because people expect that this product has to go out, somebody has to use it, and there is no orgasm which people get that that is equivalent to the thing satisfaction that our piece of code works, right? So when we built our switch, right, our architect was in tears. Then we saw the first transaction come to an ATM, hit our server and go back, and the money was dispersed. So that feeling that will make people stick with you. So
our job is to make the gentleman realize that it is going to be. See, what happens when coming from MNC, it's our mindset is what my future is, what is my salary is going to be, and all that. What we try to make as a founders, as a leaders, what we try to make them realize is it's not that all that. Make money, yes, you can make. Okay, same work you do here, it's 1,000 rupees. Same work you do it in US, it's $1,000. So same work, right? So when you want to make money, I always say there's a lot of ways to do it. I have done all that and realized that nobody sticks with me. Okay, so what we make the engineers or architects to realize is this is your baby. See, you look at here, the transaction comes and authorizes in your code, authorizes goes on. People take real cash out of it. You take your own. So that is the feeling that we created on the architect or engineers that whatever you do is real, not something imaginary. Also, we go on a not project basis, we are on a product like I say. Okay? I want to remove the word of project. Project has a different name. That's what I was saying. Everything evolves. Even like he said, it's evolvement. Throw out one code and build
the approach. So we created this, of course it's tough, very tough. We created this energy within our engineers that what you do is real. You don't get it anywhere. Okay? But like he said, the most work is the reference. To be very honest, the people who knows you actually, has some faith in you, not really 100%, but because you may not have invested in you, but he knows you for, for some time, can definitely refer. Because honestly, I said I could put it not reach for one question, the senior engineer person, 2 to 5 years experience. Interview more than 100 people. Most of them from cognizant TCS companies. Not no degree in engineering, but none of them qualified. None of them, not even single. Okay. There are few people who flew from Pune and Hyderabad to our office, who attended interviews. So one or two people definitely got selected, I would say. And they rejected. They used that offer to, they ask you like, this is like, give me your company. Like you are getting your 100K, I want 1000K. The reason? You are startup. I said, okay. I said, that's interesting. So, but still, we managed to give definitely above average salary because we never got back our full salaries. We always reinvest on the people. That's very, very critical for your. So we definitely give more salary to them, whatever they are getting, much more. But still, people take the offer and go. So what we decided is we don't go to open market. Right now, the strategy is that like here, I meet up people like everywhere, my friends, common friends, friends of friends. You put up on LinkedIn, friends of friends, refers, and you get a reference. That's how our hiring, all of it. 100% of hiring is on LinkedIn right now. All the 20 people. And that works. I promise you. There are some things, of course, people come and go. There are people have different aspirations. You have to like it. And the second part is of the question is very hard to restart now. Yeah, what you don't do. Yeah. So basically, all what we think is whatever, at least my personal, not all three of the opinion is whatever we do is right. So at that moment it was right. Matter over. The decision is taken based on the right decision is taken. Always. It could be wrong 2 years later. Does not matter. But at that moment, whatever we decided was right. So when you go back and say something not to do, actually we didn't have anything to be honest to say that none of us we discussed ever. We could have done that 2 years ago differently. Never happened so far. Okay. So whatever we learned always took it as a learning. For example, the mobile payments that I was stressing about, we used to launch the replacing products as a physical voucher, as a mobile payment. We did not click. We went about hundreds of corporates. So very long cycle. We can't wait for 1 year to get the money. We can't wait. Our company can't wait. So we decided, okay, we created the platform, remove the top layer, mobile app. We created the platform, plug in more products on it. That's where our prepaid card came in. That's where our wallets card came in. That's where our NEBC solution came in. Phone solution came in. So that's what we did. We keep evolving ourselves as a product. If you ask me that do you not want to do that? No, I wouldn't say. I still love the product. That time it was the product that I wanted to do, and I did. And right now we don't use it. Okay, so that's about the transaction.
Travelers check. Travelers check. Who do you partner with? Any bank? Because I understand it's RBI preferred license.
So that's a very interesting question. So why then I want to make it clear. Now we consciously moved away from that B2C to B2B. Right now, either we service customers like non-banking financial entities, or we service banks. It's not service. It's our product. We partner with banks. It's not a project. It's definitely not a project, not a service to the bank. It is our product. Everything runs on our. Only the GL entries, as per like you rightly said, RBI index, no entity other than banks can issue cards for the balances. So NBFC and limited license banking like telco and the third is banks itself. So all these three entities are allowed to hold money on their books, right? So money means other people's money. Put it that way. Okay, other people's money. So what we did is consciously I said like 50% 15 banks on our solution, using our solution. So one of the banks are, in fact, 3 banks are using funds. So what we do is we take the bill from a particular bank and we don't sell it. We partner with again Thomas Cook, Parts and Things of the world, Senthil, all the forex. So we are a B2B. So we don't compete. We provide the solution to both of them because our solution is superior to what today what HDFC are asking.
So the rates, you don't get involved in the rates, fixing the rates.
No, that is, there are two models we operate. Again, like a very good question. Again, once more time, we also run the PFM for the banks. Okay, some of the banks we bring in concept. For example, if we have relationship with concept things or Centrum, right? We bring it to the bank. The other way around, banks themselves sells the funds, right? We don't bring it, so they control the business. Both models are we are doing both models. Either give the product, take the licensing, or completely do the product and share the revenue with the bank. Both models. Any other questions? I hope it was a little bit of useful to you all. And you can reach me anytime. For any help or any support or any queries, for the product.
So, can we reach you for you investing in us?
Yeah, sure. I wish I had the question.
We don't know the bootstrap.
So actually, we have built a few startups, completely start from scratch. So how we invest is that we provide our technology for free for a period of 6 months, 1 year, till they hit the road. We certainly do. We are very comfortable with doing that. And you can always come down for a coffee, we chat over coffee, and we serve filter coffee at all. Okay, any other questions, guys? Great. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, Muthu and Prabhu. So they have a client called You'll Be Leaving. So we'll be sharing their mail IDs with you guys. You can reach out to them as they said they are around, and you can definitely reach out to them as well. Thank you so much, guys. So calling our next speaker, Senthil. Also an announcement, we'll be getting the puzzle sheets after Senthil is done. So you can just keep it ready on the side. We'll collect it after this session.
Hi. Good evening. How are you? It was wonderful, isn't it? Muthukumar literally nailed bootstrapping, and I frankly don't have more points than lots of reason. In fact, I'm leaving now. Done. No, I'm just I'm talking about here. I want to talk about culture mainly. I have developed deep interest in culture, and when you talk about culture in South India, in Chennai, people tend to immediately think about sambar or coconut oil or being reserved, isn't it? So yeah, I had a Punjabi friend who thought I was literally consuming 2 spoons of coconut oil every morning. So, but I'm here to talk about the company culture, if you will, right? So I'll begin by defining my own definition of company culture, which is it's a behavioral approach in an organization in performing a task or communicating or how you treat people that develops over time, right? So that is literally I think that's company culture, and it's not about the ping pong table or foosball or free egg puff. I'm not meaning that, right? So to explain company culture, it's about how transparently you communicate, how genuine you are with people, how the climate of the company or the facility of the company is enabling you to be in work scenarios that happens in the workplace, right? So this kind of have a direct impact on the employee turnover for an organization. And that means there was a survey that Columbia University released that talks about if you got your company culture right, the employee turnover rate is only 13.9%. If it is wrong, then it's 48.4%, right? So it means people leave you if you don't have your company culture right. And this reminds me of, I want to mention about Asana's co-founder, Rosenstein. They have a very interesting thing happening in the company. They develop culture like we develop code, right? So they deploy new approaches to culture and they test it out. And if it doesn't work, they even call that a culture bug, you know? So that's really interesting to me, and I think that has with your employees, by default, the setting of any employees to do the minimum leave, isn't it? Have you not noticed that? But if you set this culture right, I think you can they will do more than minimum, sometimes maximum, rarely even more than maximum, right? So I think there was this joke that the CEO was asked, how many people work in your company? And he replied, about half of them, you know? So I think it all ties down to the company culture, right? So I have put together some slides that can talk about how we do it, and I'm going to show it. But before that, let's see if this works. It works, right? So let's just start with this question that I have for you guys. So what was startup and Orange have in common, right? So obviously there have been multiple answers, but let me see what we have here. Yeah, that's right. They're both endangered species. If you're in a startup, you know that at least in the first 6 months or first 8 months, you wake up every day and you realize that you're at the brink of extinction, right? Like Monday, you would know, okay, this Friday maybe we're closing, you know, right? And all your friends are obviously it's difficult, right? So you need to understand every startup is an endangered species, and we recognize that. And I think there's also a familiar fact about startups, and that is 9 out of 10 startups fail, right? So this is like a lot of people already know, all of you guys know, right? But if you look at these companies that I want to talk about a little bit, they belong in that one startup, right? They're not belonging in that 9 startups, right? So what are these guys doing differently, right? In my time, so what I have done is I've keenly watched it. I work 8 jobs. You know. On my work experience, I've done 8 jobs. So I was keenly observing what is the cultural element that's different, and how is it impacting to make your Sunday evenings less miserable. How you are thinking about it, waiting for Monday morning, and what are those things that works, right? So for me, let me take one Slack at Slack office at 3 p.m. every workday. There is a gong sound. Whatever you're doing, stop it, break off for coffee, right? That to me is amazing. And Airbnb does not have a fixed desk, does not have a fixed workstation. They have a charging point, and they have a place you put your bags, and then you work out of anywhere in the office. I think they call that belong anywhere. And Spotify has something really interesting. It's called a flexible public holiday. That means if you're working in Germany and you are from Chennai, you can take leave for either puja in Germany. Okay, so that's true story there. And Uber, the director of engineering recently, Kumar, forgot the second name. So she said, I like raw answers. I don't like people who speak too polished. And in my observation, at least in our country, we train people to speak in a polished manner, right? It's bizarre. And about Adobe, they don't have reviews or or ratings and rankings for the employees. They figured out the right way to embrace creativity and make people think out of the box is by not doing that. And yeah, Stripe is amazing, man. I think this is amazing. Stripe has taken transparency to the next level. All employees in Stripe can read all emails. Okay, that's really crazy to me. So that kind of transparency is there. So I think these are some of the things that I'm talking about when I talk about the company culture, which very gradually, slowly imbibes in your DNA, and everybody who works for your company are excited every day to walk in, right? So yeah, so it's all about the DNA. So when I realized that, when I saw value in setting the culture right, I also noticed that all of those cultural items are only present in product companies, and there are no service companies having that. And too often it's because of the deadlines, or the service companies are not very exciting. You know, they're like doing the job, getting the money, and going to sleep. You know, so I thought, why not have a software services company that adapt the methodologies and DNA that top product companies have, right? So then we said, let's start FE. Okay, so at FE we do these things. Obviously, not companies they do these things, and work and communication is what we present to the client as great value. The way we work is we are advanced, high quality software builders. I mean, for real. And when we communicate in a very premium manner. I mean, you should be our client to really have a taste of that. And inside the company, it's about culture of the team. Okay, so I'll take one slide for every term here, before which I wanna shake you guys off and ask, do you have anything to say, or are we cool? Somebody's sleeping? No? Great. Okay. Work, yeah. So we do all this stuff. You know, it might some of them could ring a bell for you guys, but literally we have a list of 27 things all the developers in our company consider before writing one line of code. Okay, so we built a framework for coding, and that is amazing. I think it's working out really well for us. And some of the things like we write tests, the monitoring, the HTTPS, some of the things that clients that come to us, they don't even are not aware that they need that, you know. And yeah, that's what the phrase is screening out the tools that's we use in our company, right? So yeah, that's pretty standard in my humble opinion. But also it's what we majorly do at our company, right? And this is about communication, and I think this is interesting because we don't use Squirrel Mate, we use Slack. And I encourage you guys to go through this, right? I will take the second slide, and when an employee is asking the manager for a shift rotation, and the communication goes, this is great, thank you. I'm cognizant of the issues and concerns for everyone with working, the night shift, management, concerns, coverage, work groups, breaking, you know. So that is one kind of bad communication that we wanted to showcase today. And this is how we communicate. Hey man, fix this light by 3 p.m. Yes, in an hour. And in an hour, he says to change the light. And exactly at 1 p.m., he's saying, at 1 p.m. we'll start the testing. And at 1 p.m. we'll start testing the bits. You know. So this is some kind of communication that we really try to imbibe in our development process. That's why we say, listen, ask, rephrase, direct, right? So also in the way we discuss in meetings, we listen to people. You know, that's like whenever somebody is saying something, we pause for 3 seconds and then reply. This is kind of like, you know, you really need to listen. People don't listen these days. I mean, it could be something very obvious or not so easily understandable what I'm saying. But if you truly listen to other people or truly notice, observe other people, in companies, bosses or subordinates don't listen, right? So in order to give a tribute to that, we're going to be paused for 3 seconds before responding to any questions and ask, right? We don't ask inefficiently. If you've gone to meetings in inefficient companies, they ask a lot of questions, but only when we think we're assuming something, we ask. And a rephrase is very important. After you've gathered all your points and after you've understood what the guy is saying, you need to rephrase that in your own language. And being direct is something I don't know what to say, but that's all about FE. You know, we are super direct and it's fun. You know, sometimes it's hurting, sometimes it's insulting, but it's super direct. And even the clients think that we have an attitude. But we even tell them, dude, if you think we have an attitude, that's a compliment to us because that's intention, right? So then, yeah, that's the part of communication. I can talk more, but let's talk about culture, right? So we have Little Fridays, which is Wednesday. So we work only 36 hours a week, which means Wednesdays are half days at FE. So we just send you home like 2 p.m. or 2:30. You know, just everybody go home, right? And we have a 3D notice, and that means if you one day decide, okay, this sucks, I want to leave, you can leave in 3 days. So the notice period that we have is only 3 days, and we say 0 employees because we don't work with employees. All the permanent people in our company are stakeholders, right? So that's the thing. And we have a 9-day work from anywhere, which means for 5 days you can work from anywhere, and obviously you have weekends before and after. So it becomes 9 days. So you go to Tokyo, and as long as you're getting it done, we trust you, right? And there's a 20K sponsor yearly. Whatever you want to do in life, like you want to go to salsa, whatever you want to do, whatever will nurture you, right? Whatever will make you happy, we sponsor that, right? Because we realize that it'll eventually funnel down to the productivity of the company, right? And work timing is obviously, by now I didn't even say anything about it, right? So there are no timesheets. So the only timesheet that we have is this, right? So this is a pet project I have done, which I told all the guys you use this, right? You tell me what workout you did. I mean, not on 1, 2, or 3. You just name it. And how's your diet going on? When are you sleeping? What time are you sleeping? How many hours are you sleeping? Are you taking naps? Or are you smoking? So it's not that we care about. It's not only that we care about people in our company. It's also about we realize that physical energy is too important for your psychological energy to innovate, isn't it? So this is coding, right? So if you want to deliver, you've got to be fit, right? So we recognize and embrace that, and that's me sleeping. So this is like a little picture, and this is something also. This is Yusuf. We sponsor his education, and that is Prince is sponsoring his entertainment. So this is some fun stuff we do. That every month we stop and say, okay. I mean, I don't want to use the term giving back to society because it's like sounds huge, right? I don't want to use that. I want to say we just help people, and there's a channel that's called Help Directly in our Slack. So we just help people. That's it. So that's a culture. That's the culture that we have in our company, and we're actively trying to introduce more into it. And this is a team, right? So yeah, a lot of people. Now, before putting together a team, you need to understand these. There are many other points, but in the Agile manifesto, we're an Agile team, right? So obviously, Agile will not work. There are a lot of companies that trying Agile where all the team members are not really good. People recruit hire a guy who doesn't even know anything. What do you call it? Fresher. Yeah, people recruit a fresher and then expect Agile out of it. It's not going to work. Agile can work only when you have a really good team. And what you see here, trust me, it's a really kick-ass team. Okay, all of them. And also, Agile will not work if your communication is not set right. So that's the second thing. And if you're going to have an hierarchy where, I think this is working. Okay. it's I mean, if you have a hierarchy-driven culture in your company, as it won't work, so we don't have that. So we consider these points to put together this team where it's really amazing for us every day, and we're happy about it, right? So yeah, so this is about the topic that we have today. So basically, the reason why what drove us to start this company is to create that company culture and that passion that gives us passion to keep doing that, right? Therefore, we have bootstrapped until now, and we're a services company. And I thought about this topic where bootstrapping to success, and I googled all these points. So you can use them. So watch, cash, like pop, all that. So to be honest, I don't know if we're doing all this, but but I just thought I'll put it up, right? Some of use business cards. You don't use business cards, please. It doesn't make sense anymore, does it? Use business cards. It solve a problem. That's the most generic thing I've ever heard. And I see this is one of the classic things that we don't do in our company. When a guy comes and says, "Oh, let's solve a problem," dude, be specific, right? Let's solve a problem. Let's create content. What does it mean, right? So I don't think these are all really the effective ideas that be persistent, work hard, look good, get married, whatever. It's all those stuff. It's just I don't know, man. But these are all there on the web. So if you want, you can just do it. Okay, so of course, I mean, if I'm not going to say anything about bootstrapping, then Manasa would not be happy, right? So we thought, okay, how we bootstrap? Okay, you call it bootstrap. I don't even know if you're bootstrapping or not. We're just getting paid by the client for the amazing, awesome work we do, and we're happy every day. And then that way you use that payment to pay our employees, and we're making some profit. And so I thought, let's show that journey of how we did that every quarter. So we started last year June. So yeah, even before bootstrapping, yeah, there's one little thing I might have which you can take away from me today, if you are into bootstrapping, right? So there, not only bootstrapping, if you're into success, there's something called unfair advantage. Okay, so everybody has that. Everybody is born with it. Rahul Gandhi is born with it, right? So you look at it, you examine yourself deep enough, you will understand your unfair advantage, and you keenly exploit that, right? He was born into the right family, right? Or I had a friend who graduated out of Karthik with a PhD in machine learning, right? Obviously, it's sorted now, right? That is his unfair advantage. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to bootstrap, you will have an unfair advantage within yourselves, and I think you walk that, you switch it on, right? So that's what I did. That's Crawfish. Crawfish is the company that I started before 6 years, and it really didn't go well. It's a price comparison website. So I had previous startup experience, and I know what it feels like to be in Chennai and associated with startup, right? And I did not start from scratch. I had a lot of freelancing experience, and my unfair advantage is my phone book and my network, right? So I had contacts everywhere, okay? And for a long time, I wondered when in the movies they say do contacts, everything, all that. So what is a contact? A contact is not just an acquaintance, but a contact is a person who sees value in you, and organically, naturally, and it comes out of who you are. So that I had. So lucky me. So I said, okay, before Bootstrap that I had, and I exploited on that, and then I started. This is about Q3 2017, and the tagline for that is think part time. I think Muthukumar and team was talking about that. It was amazing. Actually, it's great. When you're bootstrapping, do not underestimate the value of very well for you. I was a only full-time developer at that time, and we had 2 clients already from my freelancing. And what could have costed like 3-4 lakhs was costing me only 1.2 lakhs, and I was still able to deliver. And also, I hired my first part-time. My COO was also a part-time guy, and he was doing legal, contracts, finances, invoices, and I was also doing therapy for me a little bit. In the sense, I mean, when you find a co-founder, when somebody's going to work with you so closely, it also metaphorically means you manage them, right? So make sure they're doing therapy to you in a very, when you're pissed off or with other person pissed off, make sure that happens. That exchange happens. So that really happened. It really worked out very well for us, and we were having 3 part-timers, Q3 2017, and we were making like 2 lakhs per month, right? And by Q4, we've grown to 5 part-timers, and those are all part-timers. It's a good picture, and I got them all together one time. And also wanted to stress on learning to ask, right? I asked a friend to do some stuff for me, and I said I'll pay him. And this guy is saying I'm just helping wherever necessary because it's fun being around. If you can see that text, I don't like compensation here. Please understand. So I think you guys need to use those options as well, right? And and then you become stressful all the time. And that Q4 was not working out very well for us. So I was super stressful, and I was literally running like wherever I was going, I was running. So that's in Singapore. I was running in I think Marina Bay Sands. And then eventually, I think it works. This is the email that we got from Benz calling us their official software supplier, right? So this took so much for us, and this happened December last year, and that's something I wanted to show you guys. And by that time, we were 5 part-timers, and maybe like 3 lakhs per month, just with part-timers. And this year, Jan and Feb, we told to ourselves that let's go live, right? And that was me going live with a UK company, with a project. Yeah, this is our team. You know what happened is, this is Joseph, you can see here, and that's Akib and Kutkush. These guys, I was able to talk them into joining us full time by using something called depersonalization, right? So what happens is, when you create a belonging for your team members, they start to lose their individual identity and start to identify themselves with the group, which I was doing unconsciously. I mean, unconscious for them, but I was doing consciously. So that was gaining momentum, right? So that worked really well for us. So we are doing this all the time, and I encourage you guys to do that too. So if I have to talk about it, you create an identity for your team, and then you depersonalize them and make them feel like they belong in this group, right? I think Leonidas did that in Spartans, and I think there's a really good story about that. Anyway, let's move on to learning lessons. Yeah, there was of course we screwed up too. This is a client saying, my first impression of FE is a company is redefining the scope without the logical. So this is like the guy literally yelling at me on iMessage, saying you suck, right? So yeah, we screwed up. There was some misunderstanding. I just wanted to show that as well, because I don't think, looking at everything that we're saying or everything every other startup is saying, there's going to be moments like this, right? And that's when you need to have a co-founder who would send you messages like this, hey man, you're so very different. You're thinking about the client's name, Shabiet, I was disappointed. But there was one thing that I got reminded about immediately after seeing the email. You don't get to 500 million friends without making few enemies, right? So these things, when it happens, you're super motivated, and you wanna go in the same speed again tomorrow, right? So yeah, if you want to take the lesson of finding the right co-founder from this, please take that. Yeah, that's right. Having a good co-founder works, and this is something March, April we did. We also do a lot of hacking within the company, so that's a chatbot that we did, and yeah, it's actually good. We are out to selling it, and also March, April we got one American company and one company in Manchester wanted to acquire us. So they saw the things that we did. They're like basically our clients. So they said, listen man, this is amazing. So this is amazing. So we would hire your entire team for this acqui-hire. They call it acqui-hire. So that happened twice in those 2 months, and we're still thinking no. We stand and believe for something, right? So even if we want to do that, it doesn't really feel good. So that I want to mention. And strategy, yeah, of course, I put strategy there because when you are this size, when you feel like you figured out, literally you don't need a strategy. You don't need a strategy officer, strategy stuff, nothing. You don't need anything. Maybe, yeah, of course, you need some stuff to make smart decisions, but don't really spend a lot of time there. By that time, you're making 6.5 lakhs in Mara, and we had 5 full-time guys, right? And yeah, we're releasing right now. The last month it was amazing. So we've got to this, right? So we got a MRR of 10 lakhs, and we're looking at, we're happy actually, by doing the things that we wanted to do. And more than that, the culture that I talked about, I started this talk about the culture, is we're so happy. There's nobody's taking permissions, nobody's reluctant to say anything, or it's amazing. So that's where we are right now. Okay, this is the end, and I wanted to end this by talking about Ikigai, which maybe you guys have heard of, or maybe not. It's about this. There's too much to this, but let's focus on doing what you love, doing what you're good at, doing what you can be paid for, and doing what the world needs. And at the intersection of all those 4 things is Ikigai, and that means the reason to wake up in the morning. See, so and and then there's combinations of intersections, but you get the idea, right? So this is something we've seen, we've tried and did in the company, and please trust me, it works beautifully. Yeah. So if you have questions.
As a founder, how are you able to communicate your vision to your co-founders and the people who are working as a part-timer? Because since you're bootstrap, you are very limited money, right?
Right.
So how do you communicate your vision and make them stick? How do you introduce that stickiness to your employees? Because that's very important. Because if an employee or a co-founder, in the worst case, is leaving, he's taking a lot of things with him. So how do you?
It's a 2-hour phone call. The answer to your question, it's a 2-hour phone call. I mean, I did that with this guy, So what happens is you have to, like I said, more than the word communication, I'd say expression of what you believe in right now and what you want to do eventually, and how it's related to love, how it's related to heart and not brain, So those are the things that really work for me. People who join me, I'm talking to them for an hour or 2, explaining to them what I believe in, and obviously even the people I approach to join us or carefully chosen. They are not regular. They're not regular guys. We have like, even if obviously we are hiring. So if people apply to us, if people approach us, 50% we evaluate the culture, the behavior, you know, and of course the basic is you've got to be a 10x programmer. So 10x programmer is a programmer who's doing rockstar things. So when you approach such people, they're already waiting for someone to connect to what I'm talking about, right? So a good culture. So it was difficult. Some of the guys couldn't understand, but it's also a good indication for me to not work with him, right? So if you see here, we stopped working with 2 of the part-timers. That's because they're not driven by organic growth or soul and passion. You know? So yeah, that's basically a 2-hour work.
How do you, what kind of strategy do you think you have for scaling? Like a small team is always easier to communicate with and you can actually do a 2-hour phone call at 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Right.
But when, I'm talking about say 1 year from now,
Right.
maybe even my team is like 50, right? Something like that. What kind of strategy do you think we should think of? Because obviously they're going to evolve into that sooner or later.
So the thing is, we told ourselves, instead of working with 10 devs who are good, but not so excellent, we said instead of it is written somewhere in our notes. We all know that. So we won't work with 10 guys. We work with 3 guys who can do more than 10 guys. So scaling, of course, for a service company, the first thing any guy would say, brother, you want to do 200, 300 people, you want to do that? Come on, right? So I totally understand that point. But if you think about really working with 10x programmers, when you think about what Spotify has, they have tribes and squads in place. So it's about when you scale to 200, we're going to work in small. It's like small different companies, right? You would split the thing into squads, which is having all the functions that can be that is needed to be as a separate company, right? So we said more than 13 people cannot be in a team, right? So 13 is the number, and that's from the creator of Rails. So he always talks about 13 is the number that you can put only 13 things in a drawer. More than that doesn't feel good. The same way, the strategy that we have for scaling is that.
In your opinion, how are you driving contextual awareness to all your part-time employees about what's happening in the company? Because you're the central fulcrum who is knowing what's happening in different departments.
Right.
How do the part-timers know of what's evolving at different aspects?
Okay, I'll give a genuine answer. They don't. Right. So part-timers right now we have only 2-3 part-timers, right? And we have clearly decided we need to move away from that. Yeah. To bootstrap in the initial, if you want a bootstrap company, do not be reluctant to work with part-timers. But after a point, it doesn't be reluctant. Don't if you have someone, if you don't want to ask him to finish the pending work and leave. It's not going to work because I'm talking about culture, right? So to have that DNA in you cannot like have 2 DNAs. Work for Accenture. Yeah. That area is, I don't think there are people listening, or I don't think they're very like, what are you guys doing? I'm interested. Did somebody force you to come here? No, I'm just really curious because you guys don't have questions. Anyway, we're hiring actually. Literally, we'll always be hiring, but also be aware that we are into the DNA. So if you have that, text me or whatever. You'll know how to find, right? It's 2018. Yeah, please.
Don't you think having a free culture, like we are talking about having a free culture, communicating directly,
Yes.
don't you think it can lead to a loss of control for the founding team? Maybe you're not, maybe the employees are getting hurt by that direct culture. Being too, direct can even hurt the newcomers, or maybe if I'm having like a very free conversation with my co-founders, they might not take that thing seriously. That flow of that control is somewhere lost. So don't you think at that sitting at that position as a founder, can it lead to a loss of control, and how do you manage it?
What do you do?
I'm a founder.
What do you have a startup?
Yeah, I have a startup.
You're facing this problem?
I face this problem sometimes. Like being too much empathetic can lead to sometimes loss of control, and that happens.
Okay, so I say with great power comes great responsibility, right? So yeah, you watch Spider, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, this is not at all. This came to me the first 3 months or the first 4 months. This came. I know this exists. If the moment you're going to be this open, it's not going to work, right? But you can eradicate that by making your recruitment process super strong, or the people you work with, make sure they're not average. Make sure they're not mediocre. I'm talking about psychologically, talking about maturity wise. If you're going to give them great power, just check if they are greatly responsible, right? You don't want someone who's drunk and saying things. You know the story, right? So did I get the answer? The thing is, for us, we work with people who are not, the picture I showed you, they're like really hand-picked, So I haven't faced, but definitely there's going to, I'm prepared for that. So, but I still think it's the right mistake to make. I think it's the right mistake to make. That side, fine. Still. Okay? Are we all even? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Senthil. So as we said, we'll collect the puzzle sheets right now. And our next speaker would be Nihal.
Hi, all. Good evening. Yeah, after two eminent speakers and really eminent, it feels like that. Fine. So I'm recently starting up. Okay. It's almost 8 months. Before that, yeah, it was there for 2 years, but I will call my organization a startup for last 8 months. We were doing business before that. So I'll come to that story. We are in the healthcare sector. So what if you have an idea about healthcare? What if you there are a lot of technologies coming up daily. Things are growing really fast. A lot of medicines are found out each and every time. Okay? And similar to superhero movies and all, as strong we are becoming the bugs or the virus or the bacteria, whatever it is, they are also becoming strong. Okay? New age diseases. Every year we have a new fever. We have a new fever session. Like now it is dengue or chikungunya. Recently there is Nipah virus. We never heard of that. So something strange is happening. We are technologically we are progressing. At the same time, diseases, new age diseases are coming up one by one. So something is not right somewhere. And what we do is something not really connected to this, but very connected to this. So healthcare sector, we are into the healthcare sector. We we are more towards natural and agriculture sector. We more give more emphasis to the natural and traditional kind of healthcare system. What we have already lost sometime back. It is not just treating once you get a disease. There are a lot of things which we have to do in our daily life so that we are healthy. Okay? And for that, actually, I think people are looking for healthy living nowadays more than what we were doing sometime back. And the more we look into internet, it's totally cluttered. Okay, one day we will see what are the benefits of coffee. Next day we will see another blog what are the problems of coffee. Okay. So, like, it's total mess over there. So how can we clarify all these things? Do we have a strong, place where we can rely on something? Okay, this is something good, or because I know many of you will be into digital marketing, content promotion, and all these kind of things. So to get compelling content, we write a lot of things which is eye-catchy, but they may not be completely true. They will show one face. Okay, the other face will come in after the next episode. So it's like total mess in the healthcare sector. Like, and there is everybody must have heard about placebo, right? If you think this is a medicine and you take a sugar pill, you get that benefit. Now there is a flip side to it. There is something called nocebo. That means you know that this is bad. You know that eating chips is bad. Even though chips is not as bad, after taking that you will get the problems. Think about it. Because we know a lot of things are not good. Okay? We can't have a startup without a coffee machine, right? So you know that taking too much of coffee is not good. Anyway, you are going to take it. You are going to have physical problems after, because you know that this is not bad. You may have seen a lot of people who smoke regularly, just completely carefully, still they live up to 80, 90s. Okay? It's because they don't even care about it. Now in this digital time, we know a lot of things. Unfortunately or fortunately, we have a lot of information. Many of them are half true. Okay? And we do all these things anyhow, and we get a lot of things. And today, even though we have better technology, we are into more and more disease. Okay? So that is the problem we are trying to solve. Now I will come to my startup. I don't know whether I am the right person to talk about bootstrapping because that's a pretty complicated topic. Anyway, we are not taking fund from anybody. We are on our own, so maybe we qualify for that. So I will start with my story, how we reached to this startup. So it will give some kind of idea what we are doing. Otherwise, it's very difficult to say what we really do. So I am basically an Ayurvedic doctor, okay, the one with the coat and steps and all. After that, I thought, okay, that's not the right thing for me. I'm working for some time. So I decided to move out and do something different. I want to explore. I want to do something different. Like not explore, maybe I want to do something different. So I prepared for Canada. Okay, and I ended up in IIM. From there, afterwards, in the placement session, it is pretty tough in the placement session. It's not like that we see in Tuesdays. Right? It's very hard. Okay. So I met one guy from Chennai. They were doing a great chemical business, around 1,500 crores. They are doing it very good. So he told me like we are planning to start a business in healthcare. They have already one company called Entra Nutrition. They are doing poultry and feed and all this kind of animal sector. They are doing it. So we want to build something in human health. Will you be interested in joining us? And he seemed to be a very good guy, like very reasonable guy. Okay, fine, I'm going to join. Came here, then we were figuring out what. So we started like they have same one set of business module, like they see which are the things which are doing well in other countries, import that to India, pitch to companies, and do it. So we started off like that. We contacted companies in Spain, Japan, and all what are like, there are a lot of healthcare molecules which are not available in India. We imported that and start pitching into Dr. Case, Cipla, Galvez, a lot of companies going. So that's how we started our business. So that's why I call it, that's a business that's not started. After some time, we started the same thing into herbals and Ayurveda because of that was my input. We told we can do the same thing. We have a lot of Ayurvedic companies, we have a lot of herbal products. Let's do the same thing. We will source products and we will pitch to other companies. And we start all this. 1.5 years this was going, and after some time we moved to our own products. Now we have around 15, 16 products are there in entering label. We are a proper pharma company where we go to doctors. Our medical reps will pitch for the product and doctors buy. That is happening. We have a coverage of around 200 doctors, and we have 6 people in Chennai, and other people, 5 people in Salem. Half of the Tamil Nadu we are covering. Our aim is to cover the entire Tamil Nadu in 6 days. So this is the business part of it. Now, when we moved into a startup, like what we did different, that was the time we were thinking how to, what is the problem? We have a problem in the healthcare. We are in the healthcare sector. There is a serious problem in the healthcare sector, and how can we solve this? And that is a part we put in front of people. And first time I'm talking as a business angle of it. It was very simple. Okay, in pharma industry across, whether it is Ayurveda or allopathy, only one rule is there. The more commission you give, doctor will write your product. Nothing else. Okay. So it was like rest of it. There is no much differentiation between products. So it's all about commission or margin what you give. We were taking one step back and start thinking, apart from this company, what else we can do? Is there any way of giving a value to this doctor? Can we bring more patients and give to the doctor? Or can we bring more awareness of the Ayurveda where we are to the patients and do some positive work to the whole field? Okay, the patients, the doctors increase, and later they will also write out products. We will have a better relationship because building a relationship in a pharma company, which is like a company with 1 or 2 years old, really hard. Like you have big names in the market like Dabur, Himalaya, or Chennai. Those are pretty big names, and credibility comes with that just because of that. So it is hard saying that okay, we are very genuine company, just come like that. These doctors are seeing companies coming and going like every 2 months a new company comes. So it's very hard to make this relation. That's how the whole idea of live right really started coming. What now we are doing? So I have told pretty much about the start. Then we thought about this idea maybe a year back. We didn't start it up. Okay. When we really started was actually my wife is an allopathy doctor. So once we were just having a very casual conversation, and she told, okay, your medicine for back pain, it looks good. I'm going to try it now. Yeah, it sells. Yes. Now I'm going to start it up. If my wife is buying, really I can convince anybody else. So that's the time, that was really motivating. Fine, yes, and allopathy doctor is trying to build him to try something Ayurvedic. Fine, so that's how we really, bootstrap and get into right as a business. Now we have a platform. We have around 6 doctors. We are tying up with doctors. We are trying to solve certain problems. Like everybody must have heard about Ayurveda, Ayurvedic treatments, yoga, natural. We have heard everything. We know that side effects are less, it's good, everything. But do we really reach out to an Ayurvedic doctor and see whether you have a medicine? I found it very less. Because we know it is good, but we really don't know where we have to go. Or we don't know any friends who have went there and got some results. Like we have to get some recommendation, then only we can go. That part is very less. So how can we build this credibility? How we know there is a good doctor and we have to go to him? Okay? And buying medicines, it's very hard. Like you don't find medical shops, Ayurvedic medical shops very often. So these are the problems we try to solve immediately. We have a list of doctors who are credible doctors. Okay, we will go to them. And then if a person is coming to our platform, he can go to the right doctor. And before that, we have a panel of doctors in our office. We are actually reaching out to people. If somebody asks somewhere in social media what I do for diabetes, we'll contact the person and we'll tell them what are the treatments available in Ayurveda. Okay, is it good for them? And what are the treatments what you can get? And this will be answered by a doctor. He will talk to the patient over phone. He will give them the right directions where you have to go, what are the treatments you are available, how much time it will take. And if necessary, in Chennai now we have 6 doctors. If necessary, we will arrange a free in-clinic consultation. You can go there, understand completely about Ayurveda. If you are convinced about it, then you can take up the treatment. So this is the model what we are following. So that is pretty much about, and of course we are giving valuable contents now. Like all the contents are verified by doctors, and we are putting it up. We are showing it up on social media platforms, in the blogging, all general digital marketing. and it's pretty bootstrap. Whatever we get, whatever we have something beyond our expenses from the medicine sales, we are putting it down. And I am working with this generic nutrition company. I'm still with them, so they are offering me the office space. And whenever I need money, I go to them and ask. So that's the kind of arrangement what we are having. But pretty good. It's doing well, and organically we are growing. We are increasing the number of doctors, and within the next 3 months, we are aiming to have 50 doctors in Chennai, like verified doctors. The idea is something like this: if anybody needs to see an Ayurvedic doctor, verified Ayurvedic doctor, who live right, the doctor should be somewhere in 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer. That's the idea about it. And funding part also, like we are not looking for any community. Like let's grow. We are also figuring out how to do certain things. We are seeing some success, and I'm grateful for being startup. Whenever somebody comes up with an idea, just take a small sample size, like 20, 50 people, try it out. Let's see what happens. Okay? And that's how we work. It's very simple and very easy. And we have got a good team. Like as you were saying, getting people, the right people is pretty hard. We don't take part-time people, we take interns. What we do is let's work together. We give a 3 months intern program, and believe me, around 75% of people will leave within a month. Even if it is a 3-month intern program, because it's not about the pressure. We don't pressure too much. We don't put too much pressure on people. They really don't know what they are doing. They have no clarity, and they used to come to me and ask, actually, I'm not sure what you are expecting from me. So this is the question which I used to get. So we try to be as transparent as what we are. Still, people don't understand why we are giving free consultation. You can charge, but you are giving for free. So that's pretty hard. They have to come to the same platform, and really those people who complete the 3 months, they are there. Okay, they are people like, okay, I can work for it. Like whenever, if I am not there, you can work. Those kind of, if they stay with us for 3 months, then usually we used to hire them after the internship is completed. We used to hire them. But they are rare. We are still Libra is a team of 10 people, so you can see how much less we are getting. But altogether, that's how we work. And one question which I used to get very often: how different we are from practice. We are not a doctor. We are not helping in finding a doctor. We will pitch what the real treatment is for some disease. If that disease is not, we are not able to treat it through Ayurveda, we will say that you have to go to this doctor. And we have no problem against it. That is a different system of medicine. They have their own strengths and weaknesses. If we are better than them, okay, fine, come here and let's try it. If something is better there, go there. Okay, we used to refer people to so that's how we go. I think it's a pretty short speech. As I said before, I am talking about business for the first time. I may have missed a lot of things, but if you have anything out of it, please ask me. Anything if it is about Ayurveda or about the business part, please ask me.
My question to you is around the marketing part.
Yep.
So whenever you tell somebody about your company, they gently tag you to, if I say, for example, I run an online furniture company,
Yep.
they'll tag me to Pepperfry and Urban Ladder. So how do you break out of that cognitive bias to people when you're reaching out as a company, in your experience? That would help.
Yeah. Two things are there for me. Like in healthcare, especially if you are trying to hard sell, they will feel, okay, he's trying to push some of his products on me. That is really first thing what we get. So after when some of our first our associate will call the patient, that's how it works, and they will tell that, okay, we have this kind of treatments, and as a part of our courtesy, we will offer you one online consultation fee. You can talk to the doctor if you are interested. That's how it starts. And first thing is, do we have to buy the medicine from you, or like is there a compulsion? Let me say nothing like that. If you feel you can buy from anywhere else, we will give you prescription if you want. That's it. And often we used to be compared with practice. That's why I gave you the answer right there. But in practice, a doctor never talks to a patient directly. Here, the doctor is going to talk to the patient. Okay, and he will be very comfortably, like he won't say that okay, you can't Google and come to me. Those kind of things we don't do. Like we will tell the doctor. Like, generally, doctors have a problem like that. The patients are more knowledgeable than the doctors nowadays. Like if a patient is having diabetes for 10 years, he knows in and out of diabetes, and he will be knowing about the most recent advanced technologies, what is happening in America before the doctor knows about the product. So it's actually a tough time for the doctors. So our doctors are little flexible. Like they will be ready to hear whatever the patient has to say, and he will explain the right thing. So we will always present ourselves as a doctor community. So that's how we are trying to break what we are doing to practice. So, but still, it is very hard. I mean, even I used to say, like after some time, if I am not able to clarify myself properly, I would say very similar to practice, but not that. Yeah.
How do you think you can scale?
Scaling up, yes. We don't have any brick and mortar doctors or clinics or something like that. We are tying up with doctors. Okay? And in Ayurvedic doctors, there are building a practice is really hard work. So doctors have free time, like budding doctors. They are knowledgeable, but it's good. They have all the even after completing their MD or they come and start in a new place, they have time, but still they don't find enough number of patients. I is like after 5 years, you will get a good number of patients. Till then, you will be struggling for getting patients. So going and pitching this to a doctor is pretty easy. Like for we didn't have much challenge in that. We say that okay, this is what we're trying to do. We are trying to brand you on behalf of us. Okay, if you're interested, you can do. But one condition: if we are sending a patient, you have to explain to him properly, and you have to give that person a consultation fee. Okay. That doctors like this generally accept. We don't have a big problem there. And if we are going like this model, we are partnering with doctors. Scaling up is like we have a proof of concept is working for us. So scaling up won't be a big issue. And but what we have to build really is the panel of doctors what we have. The more number of patients come, we should have doctors with us who can explain this. That's part of the challenge we are still you have to figure it out.
Your service is kind of a service where the end user, the patient, for him to give a review on the service which he has received, it will take a long time. It's not like one session. Right? Generally, treatments are go on for 2 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever. So, are you able to get that feedback from them, or how are you?
Yeah. For last 8 months of service, like it is very hard to get a treatment feedback from the patient, but we are getting an experience feedback. We used to call them and ask, how do you feel? What did the doctor say? Was it easy to contact our people? Or for the photos, like we are offering help in helping them getting photos also. So was it easier? Like, did you feel comfortable to go to the doctor? Was it a pleasant experience for you? Or like allopathy hospital, sometimes some corporate hospital is intimidating going over there. So was it like that? No, actually patients have no choice. They will give this you to you, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. So was it like that? Were you informed properly? So those kind of questions we ask, and generally the patients so far is very good. They are having pretty pleasant experience. Sometimes like customer problems happen when I call the doctor using the phone, or we generally don't give doctors direct. We route it to our there will be somebody in between to coordinate things. But still, those kind of small problems happen. Like operational issues, we have to figure it out. We are able to do it properly. As like we are seeing it as a big challenge with the scaling. That is a challenge. We have to figure it out. Fine. Great. So again, I'll be in around here. Contact me if you have anything related to Ayurveda or anything, because whatever I have done, of course it will be a great experience for whatever these people. Fine. Fine. I think Mansa will be giving the contact.
everybody. Good evening. So, I know that there were some amazing talks and huge congratulations for what you're creating over there. And it is so surprising because it is literally the same thing that I talk about day in, day out in our company. And so far, I've worked in the Valley as well as in India, but I've not seen a similar company like ours. And we should probably talk more. So, congratulations on that. And I know that you have all listened about bootstrapping and probably when we talk about bootstrapping, or whenever I was on a previous panel a few months back in another place in Asundar, and when we went, there were like 4 founders sitting on high-rise chair, and when we sat there, I was looking at people's faces, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, look at those people! They must be so small. They must be thinking so small. They must be not so rich. They are struggling in life to make it through the bootstrap journey." But when I went to panels which had invested companies, everybody was like, "Oh my God, we should be driving a Maybach today, and we should be having iPhone 10, probably 250 GB. You don't know that, right?" And that's the kind of attitude that I've been noticing, and I really think that has to change in the first place, because I would say that bootstrapping is probably the biggest freedom that you can actually get in running a company. Not just, in a funded company, you are ultimately answering to someone for the money that they've invested in. It's like, it's very simple. How many own credit cards here? Yes, then you know what the story is. And it's like the same way, right? Like if the funds, they give you funds, they're super happy. The banker comes and tells you that, "Hey, listen, here's my credit card, 0% EMI, you go get whatever you want in life, and we'll take care of it." Of course, they're taking care of it, but initially, and after that, when the returns are not there, when you're not paying the credit card bills, that's when they actually send the gundas to your house, right? So that's kind of how the funded journey works as well. And with bootstrapping, it's not that way. We're small, yes. Are we not driving a Maybach home? Yes, we are not driving it. But are we driving the Hyundai Creta home? Yes, we are. Are we happy with that? Of course, yes, because I own that car. But are we able to pay our bills? Yes, of course. And first of all, I really think this journey has to be respected almost at least equal to what the funded journey is. Not in terms of money, but in terms of intellectuals that we all have, and also the amount of pressure that we are under, right? So there is this one quote that DHH, which is David Hansen, I don't know if you guys know him, but he's the creator of Ruby on Rails, and he runs this company along with another guy called Jason Fried called Basecamp, right? So this is a bootstrap company. They've been existing for more than 15 years, not wrong. And you should probably follow them on Twitter or any medium, especially because DHS guy drives a Pagani. So Pagani is like super expensive. It's costlier than a Lamborghini, right? So, but he's bootstrapped. So probably the industry should start looking at people like them as well, not just people who drive a Maybach, which is still much better. So what he says is that when you are a funded company, the first thing you think about is about hiring people. And the first advice you also get is about you need to hire good people, right? I've spoken to a lot of funding companies, like a lot of VCs who came to us and said, "Hey, can we fund you?" I'm not trying to brag here, but they are looking for companies like ours. To give you a gist of our company, we are a product plus consulting-based company. The consulting division runs the major show for us, and we pump in that money into our R&D, and R&D, whatever succeeds, we pump it into creating a product, right? So today we have 2 more companies, one based in Dubai and the other based in Bangalore, running 2 different product lines. And now we might be opening up later this year in Europe as well. So what happens is that when we spoke to a lot of VC agencies, one thing we found in common is that I used to ask them saying, "Hey, what is the one advice you would give after you fund me?" They say that you should go hire people to replicate you, and you should also think about getting a bigger office space because you need to fit in a lot of higher people and provide them a really good culture. Of dreaming about giving them a BMW car later in life, and everything around it, right? So, but that is something that I would not prefer to do on day one, being bootstrapped, right? Because for me, any company for that matter, the first thing they should do is to go the all brand way. So he's the guy who helped companies like Uber, Airbnb, and all the other companies. So even for them, he says that do things that don't scale, right? So for example, when Airbnb started, and they got invested as well, and when Airbnb started, they didn't have enough money to actually pay for the servers or some other running expenses. So these guys, the founders, went on the road to festivals and they gave out coupons to Airbnb, and they actually sold seats on streets to get the money and then pump it into their servers. But they were actually being backed by some of the biggest venture capitalists. But the venture capitalists advised them not to do anything that will burn the cash immediately, right? So if you keenly notice, the Silicon Valley rules the startup ecosystem even today, no question on that. And if you get a chance, I would definitely advise you to go and look at the startup people's lives, even the ones in the valley, because they know that first they'll have to replicate everything that a bootstrap company is doing, and then go with the venture funding, and then grow the business, which is literally the same thing that we are trying to do here as bootstrap owners, right? So this is one thing that I definitely wanted to clear off everybody's mind, that we're not poor people. So we are small scale people, we run small scale companies, but we run very, very powerful companies. Because the decisions and the scaling up, or any decision for the matter, you don't have to wait for anybody. You just take it on the go, and then break things if we want to, but fix things if we want to as well. So that's one of the things that I wanted to clear. And the second thing is that I know you would have heard a lot about bootstrapping, and the company culture was beautiful, and the products that people have created here were beautiful. Now, I don't want to definitely bore you with my story or anything of that sort, because you can just Google script technology story, and then probably some article will pop up from your story or any other book. But I'd be happy to talk to you in person or talk to you right away about how hard or how easy it is to run a company.
Tell about the car part of it. 2 minutes, doesn't matter.
Okay, so maybe that was our USP. Okay, so one of the things that we did, I know there were a lot of questions whenever I go to some panels. One of the questions will come in saying, why did you start a company in the first place, and why did you bootstrap? So for me, I was working with a company called Apple before I started this company, and we knew the level of quality that these guys check in every single step of your code or testing or marketing or anything of that sort. But I looked around and I actually felt that there is nothing like that in India which can actually deliver that kind of quality. But we actually go to the valley and we were able to deliver that kind of quality. So what has changed between these few thousand miles is only the mindset and nothing else. We still have the same internet, cheaper than US. We still have mobile phones, cheaper than US, but we just don't deliver because we think that we are cheap out here, right? So we wanted to change that. I came back and I started, me and my wife, Swati, who's over there, we both started the company, and Varun is a founding member as well. So we started the company with whatever savings we had, but we didn't want to put it in. Sorry?
I think you should mention that.
Yeah.
It was not 1 crore, it was not 10 lakhs.
Yes.
250. That was my joint.
Yes. So we had the maximum of 256 rupees, or I think somewhere around 140 rupees in my account, if I remember it correctly, and that's what I was mentioning as savings. So please don't think that it's crores or anything. So we had only that much money, and we went through a very tough time identifying what we actually wanted to do. Should we do products or should we do consulting services? But if we touch consulting services, then it's a whole different game plan, because you need to change the strategy of the company and the business and everything else. So instead of spending, so one day when we were returning from Walmart for working space, we actually ended up in a situation where we had only 140 rupees in the bank accounts and a car which had very little fuel to reach home. And that was the day when we were talking that should we even continue can we meet tomorrow morning? And we closed the deal in less than 1 hour with them, and then that changed everything, right? But the period that we went through from working in a co-working space, which was costing us, say, 3,000 or 5,000 a month, to having only 140 rupees in the bank was very, very hard for us because we knew that we were running cash. And when I talk about the company, it was only 3 people. I'm not even talking about 5 to 10 people, and with no salaries as well. So at one point, we were in a situation where we had to use a car as our own office and probably park it anywhere in Walmart and then start working out of the car. We did that for about 2 to 3 months, if I'm not wrong. And that's when we actually created a prototype which we were able to sell to the customer that we spoke about the next day. So the journey that you're going to go through in running a company is definitely going to be hard. But the only thing that matters as a CEO or an entrepreneur is the persistence, nothing else. So you just have to be persistent enough, and things are going to break for you, things are going to be hitting you in the head, and you are going to have your own downtime, right? You can accept that you are having a downtime, take a walk, come back. You don't even have to work 12 hours a day or 18 hours a day. We do not work more than 10 hours a day at office. So anyone in the company, nobody, probably after 5:30, everybody wants samosa or chat, and we all walk out of the office, right? But there has not been a single delivery that we missed to the customer or any complaints in product quality, right? As he said, every single thing is going to revolve around your company culture, and you are the reflection of your company, right? So if you care about something, your company is going to care about the same thing. And if you are persistent, the company is going to be persistent. And if you are not giving up on anything else, the company will not give up on the task that they are assigned, right? So this is one small thing that I definitely wanted to highlight. And of course, the learnings that we've had over the past 5 years is huge. But of course, I cannot compress everything and then tell it in one go because it is also a very emotional journey for everybody who has been sticking on with us from the beginning of the company. So I believe that is something that I wanted to highlight, and now I'll definitely be open for any questions.
I think just
Yes,
like
sir.
Yeah. So we spoke a lot about hiring good people in the team. So being a bootstrap company, you spoke a lot about how you feel as the owner, you have to control and things like that. When it comes to hiring, won't these people who want to join your team be okay with joining a funded company versus your company if they are selected for the same kind of the role in two companies? How challenging was it to hire a good team for a bootstrap?
So the question for those who were not even here is that there are people who will be willing to join, who prefer funded companies than bootstrap companies. And my definite answer is that we have definitely faced this, we still face it. But the simple answer is that you know what you're looking for in the first round of interview, right? You just know what you're looking for. And if you go to a careers page, you will probably just call me and say you should totally take it down because it's too good, right? The honest truth is we really don't have huge respects to the people who come in just for the money. We respect people who want to satisfy their own passion, right? So they want to do something like, and those people, I'm not sure how funded companies are helping them, but we see that if somebody is working in a funded company, they prefer a novel company, say the traditional company, to come and join and satisfy their passion, right? So, and it's not like we pay peanuts as well. So we in fact pay sometimes more than what a funded company would do. So in that aspect, yes, we are very, very careful in hiring as well. So sometimes the number of rounds of interview could go up to 7 to 8 rounds, but sometimes it's just one round, right? So that will depend on something. Yes.
Is that like you have to like common CCs? You have been approached by a lot of VCs, but like for sometimes to scale up, you need funds.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So how do you decide at that point of time to get the funds and from that particular VC, and how much? How do you decide that?
Got it. So I see, over the past 5 years, we have spoken to somewhere around 50 to 60 looking out for companies every quarter, but the thing is that we do accept all of their meetings. Like we don't miss a single VC meeting at all. The reason being, we want to check ourselves where we are in the market. So we use them as the evaluation tool, saying, okay, you're asking me these questions. If I don't have an answer, I don't care because I'm not going to take this investment anyway. Then I'll go back and find the answer that I'm looking for. Right? It's like free evaluation for you. You don't have to pay a single penny for any consultant to evaluate your company. So that is one thing. And the second thing, when the question that you were asking about, how do you scale up? Right? So we have been lucky enough to have a set of customers who trust us for the work that we do. So sometimes we just receive, sometimes the project requirements are very simple, right? The CEO of the company calls and says, hey Karthik, in 3 months I'd like to have a product which uses AI to give me these analytics. And that's it, I just got the call and send him a plan saying that this is how I'm going to do it. And that's it, he approves it and we go ahead, right? So we have that much level of trust with our customers. So what we do is that we go and try and upsell to customers. Every single customer that we have, they have one requirement or the other every single quarter. If we are planning to scale up in the next quarter, all that we do is we go tell the customer that, hey, do you have anything to work on? If the answer is yes, then shall we work on it? And the turnaround time for us, thanks to Swati and Varun for optimizing the turnaround time, is very, very less when compared to other companies. So this gives us a very huge advantage as well. So we try to generate the revenue from the customers itself, put it in savings, and then scale up the company. So we don't, but still, even when we are scaling up, we receive calls from the VC and we'll be like, okay, we are trying to scale up. We are looking at $100,000 in the next quarter. So how do you think you can help? They'll say that I can actually help you draw out the plan, or this is the plan that we have. We just utilize the plan because it's not like they are depending on us as well. And I kind of think that it's a good move from our side.
Yeah. Simon Sinek comes from a school of thought saying this: leaders eat last. Yeah. So, with respect to your journey, if you could throw around some light on how you took the last position, giving up for employees.
One of the very interesting conversations that we were having on a recent trip to Pondicherry is that I was getting screamed at for not putting myself equal to the employees in the company, right? So,
yeah.
Sure.
I'm not sure if I want to answer your question directly, but this was the kind of situation. So this map hasn't been working for about a quarter right now. He's a stuck. The display doesn't work, doesn't charge, doesn't do anything. In fact, what happened was we ended up refreshing maps for everyone in the company, me included, Varun included, everyone except for us. We literally have to beg him, please just buy a map, we need it to work, right? So I think it kind of boils down to you as a, what do you think as a person, right? You tend to put people that you care about, that you love, ahead of you. That very consistently with the founders. They care about people, that's the difference. It's not that we're poor, it's not that we don't have money or something. We run like typical middle class Indian family, that's what we do. Right? And it works. I mean, it worked for Indian people and it will work for the future.
And I truly believe that your success, in the first place, I don't believe in success because it is something, it is a moving target and you can never say that, okay, today I succeeded, right? I truly believe that when people's personal goals are met and their career goals are met, you automatically grow up along with them. So there is no such thing like only I grow up, so you all are working for my growth, right? So that perception is what, if you are okay with that perception, then go join the crowd. But here, it's a whole different story. I have never said someone that I want to hire you. I've always mentioned that I work with you. I want to work with you. So that's how we get in people as well, and that's how we let go of people as well. Because if someday, as he said, someday someone thinks that this is not working out for them. In fact, this happened very recently. They just walk straight up to me and say that this is not working, and I definitely don't force them to sit in the company at all. So they can even walk out the same day after like half an hour or so. I don't really mind because that's the biggest help you can actually do them for their personal growth, right? They ultimately, everybody knows what they want to do in life, and you just have to respect them and put them first and grow along. And I definitely say that bootstrapping is not a way of doing, not just a way of doing business. It's the entire mindset of the entrepreneur. Right? So you have to think a different way to care about people. You can't be like, okay, today. I mean, I've interestingly seen this funded 1,000 people company. If you actually check their Glassdoor, I definitely encourage you to check their Glassdoor. There are complaints which says, I don't like the samosa, so I'm leaving them. I'm not even kidding. In fact, the day before yesterday, we were analyzing some of the things, right? We run an AI for HR platform, and we were analyzing some of the companies. And some of the companies say, some of the people said that the sambar is the same throughout the week. I don't want that. They left the company. And these were in cons. I heard the company name as well. Sorry. No, I'm on your side, by the way. So that is the case, right? And the people, I found it really funny because the HR was trying to respond to that as well on Glassdoor, saying that, okay, we'll probably add a pinch of salt more, right? Or I'll change the vegetable in the sambar. I'm like, you serious? You're getting food and it's free. And so people, unfortunately, have this false notion that that is company culture. Right? Free food is company culture, or a foosball table is company culture. But what they don't realize is that free food at the foosball table, of course, it's fun to have, and you don't have to cook at home. But it's still some other restaurant making it for you, so your mom is definitely going to scream anyway, right, for having outside food. But the point is, how long are you going to be playing foosball at your office? Shouldn't you be coming to office, just do your work because you're here just to work. Finish off. If you're done with your work at 3 o'clock, please go home, spend time with your family, or go play some guitar, or go and drive. Spend time with yourself. Identify yourself. You're not here dedicating. I do not want anybody to dedicate their entire life to work unless and until they are passionate about it. Right? And our office is very small. It's probably 1,000 square feet now, but it's one of the most beautiful offices that we can ever create for us. Right? It encourages people to just come work and then move on. We don't have foosball tables. We don't necessarily encourage people to waste their time in office. That's okay. Right? So I hope this answers that question.
Yes. Before coming here, going through your website, all the OS coming, and it was very impressive, and I want to personally meet you. Just seeing your website is very nice.
Oh, thank you very much. For those who didn't hear, he was talking about a website and so, yes, in fact, the amount of work that we put in, we have a dedicated team working on that website every single day, and it's probably 2 years worth of work is what you're seeing today, and it's still consistent. Well, great. Thank you very much. So, if there are any more questions, I'd be happy to answer, or I'm available over a cup of tea. Yeah? All right. I guess that's it. Thank you very much for listening today.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Swati. So before we close, we have our puzzle winners. Is Sachin around? Sachin? Rohit? Pranav? Mohan? Okay, these were our puzzle winners. A round of applause, please. Thank you all for coming today on a Saturday and spending time with us, listening to our speakers. Very grateful to all of you as well for joining us today for our session. And as promised, we will share their email IDs with you guys. You can contact them for any details if you want anything that you might require to ask them even after this session. And if you are looking for a payment gateway, you know who to reach out to. We'll be happy to